but like, you know, that go for it attitude. So you see a job that you know you're clearly not qualified for, but it's like, just apply because you never know. What's your thought on that?
So I think that if you see a job that you think that you're 100% qualified for, you're overqualified for it.
Wow.
Yes, the reason is you should think about there should be room for growth in any job. So if you see a job and you're like, oh, you did 5 things and I can already do all 5, you shouldn't apply for it because you're probably already overqualified. You should look at, oh, there are 5 things, I can do 3. You should go apply for it because then there's room for growth.
If you can do half.
Yeah, look, you have things to say, hey, I can bring this. You look at the role and you're like, look, one of the things that we were thinking about a lot in our team, we recommend opportunities, like we recommend roles that are career moves. So when you move a job, you can move jobs that are lateral moves. You're literally not moving up in terms of responsibility and skill and challenge. It's just like doing the same thing. Yeah, maybe the salary pays a little more. But you should be looking for roles that I am here's a bigger challenge, things I need to learn, things that I can't do, things that I need to stretch myself. And you should be looking for those kind of roles, right? And I know that there's all the biases, and it happens a lot more with women that you're like, oh, I want to be sure that I can do all the things.
Because you don't want to appear as like a scam, I guess.
So a lot of it, yes. A lot of it is also that you feel like you're already at disadvantage before you start.
Right.
So when you get into the process, then you're like, oh, I'm missing 1 or 2 things. I'm already like, the disadvantage is now very obvious. Whereas a lot of guys don't even think they are at a disadvantage. When they see a role, like, okay, I'm just gonna apply for that. A lot of those things, again, bias, a lot of confirmation bias as well, right? Because when you're a guy and you're not really that, like, you're not the smartest in the room, but you challenge or you question like smarter women in the room and you get away with it, you're like, yeah, that's me, that's how the world is, right? So people put a lot more emphasis and a lot more eyeballs in questioning if a woman is applying for a role. She has to like defend and prove that she does, as opposed to men who's like, he speaks nice. So that's all.
When a woman has like the double of that, kind of prove that, okay, I'm worth the effort and I'm worth all of that.
When I see this kind of linked, if I see 7 years experience, does it mean 7 years? Can I apply if I have 1 or 2? How serious is it?
So all of this, I mean, we've done lots of hiring where, and okay, I always give an example of when we started working at Jumia. When I started working at Jumia, a lot of people, it was their first job, but there was a lot of challenges and they rose to it and they grew very fast, and a lot of people became managers in 2 years, 3 years after their first job, right? Like after university, right? And they're doing a manager's job, okay? So they could do the job. If that role was going to be advertised, we would say 5 years experience, right?
Exactly.
So in a lot of, look, all requirements that are written in jobs, there are some that are they are cast in stone, there is important. The more experience a person has, the better for them in that role.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're looking for a finance person or a CFO, maybe you want someone who's exposed to certain kind of scenarios, and until maybe you spend a certain amount of time in a role, you will not get that, right?
Yeah.
So actually, the more I think about it these days, I know that even all the 7 years requirement, they're just a suggestion.
I think it's just to filter out a lot of people.
So we've done roles where we see people who make 7 years experience, they're not as good as people who have 2 years experience, 3 years experience. In terms of, and also something that I've said a lot is that a lot of people, when you say they have 7 years experience, they don't actually have 1 year, 7 year experience. They have 1 year experience multiplied by 7.
Just 1 year that matters, and or 6 redundant years.
That's what a lot of people's 7 years experience is. So meanwhile, someone who's had only 3 years, that is there's growth. You can see it, they can do something. Most people, after 3 years in something, they're coasting. and they will spend 10 years there, and they still say, I have 10 years experience in this one. No, your experience, the volume of your experience and the quality of it doesn't actually show.
But it doesn't matter here in Nigeria. There was this tweet I saw online about like this developer looking for a developer, and they're like, oh, I need someone. I've forgotten the name of exactly what it said, but I need someone with 7 years of experience. Let's say maybe PHP or whatever it is.
I think it was either Solana.
Yeah, and also like, but this thing was founded like 5 years ago.
Solana
like,
did not exist. A programming language that did not exist.
How in the world do you want someone that?
So basically, when we see job vacancies with all these requirements, we should just take them with a pinch of salt and apply it anyway.
You should.
Especially those ones that ask for gurus and
look, and I tell you, one of the reasons why you should also think about that is, if you look at some of the big companies now, like the Paystack, for example, in Nigeria, right? Everybody's like Paystack success story. I asked a few friends and like, listen, the current one of the co-founders, who is also CTO, or even the founder who's CEO, right? They started a company from nothing. They created this, right? If that company was at that level and they were applying as CEOs, they would never get it. They will never get in.
True.
But they were the one who built it from nothing, and they got it there. So maybe that's also one of the good things about this startup phase. Is like, look, you better yourself. You try something, and if we bring that to employment or job experience, years of experience, what everyone is doing when they're trying to hire is they're trying to mitigate risk. They're like, I don't want to waste time on you. Are you gonna actually do the job? Are you gonna contribute something, right? And if you have evidence that says that's what you're looking for, I have done something comparable, and I can do something even much more like this. And look, I just don't have those 5 years. I haven't spent 5 years doing that, and this is a result. This is a tangible thing. You will go a long way. So again, we should just remove that mindset of, oh, I need to stay in a job for 5 years to acquire all this experience before I can apply for this thing. No, you need to be thinking about, what does a 5-year experience look like? And can you do that in this space? Like, 5-year experience as a CTO means that you've built software, you've deployed software, and people are doing that in 6 months now. That's what we're talking about.
So it's just like build skill over like experience and time. Take on like challenging projects, cover grounds, build your portfolio basically. Put your name on things that are yours and not just like you're taking credit for other people's work. Actually put your name on things, and I hope that like employers too will get to see beyond that bias of, oh, someone that has a 10-year experience. Because I've seen cases where like when you have a team and the people in the team know better than the manager that they employed and are paying like a lot of money to just manage the team. And if the people who are doing the grunt work, like they're actually getting the results, they know better than the person.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said the CEO can't be like the smartest person because they didn't get to get the job.
True. And I think there was a founder, I don't know if it's a popular founder was saying that as a CEO, you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, then something is definitely wrong. You should hire people who are better than you, who know better than you. Like, you founded this company and you need to take it to the next level. Then you should hire people like who know stuff, who can challenge some of your like opinions and help you build this thing.
So I think something to highlight here is not even smart or something, is that for every specific kind of job, there is a group of skill sets that is required, and some people have it and some people don't have it. So for example, founders and all that don't need to know the nitty-gritty of everything, but their unique set of skills is to organize, to raise money, to manage finance, to set vision, to set strategy, and let people who are like, you hire people who are smarter than you at a particular area, run that area. So a lot of times as a CEO, you should never be the smartest person in the room, because that means that you're going to limit the company. So you should hire like
micromanagers.
so, but you should be the smartest person in the room at what you are the only person that can do. Right? So there are things that only the CEO should be doing this and can do this. There are things that someone else can do it and you can probably do it better and faster. So find the person and just give them control and let them do that. And you focus on what you're good at. So for example, managing and tracking and leading and setting vision, setting priorities, defining that is the CEO's job, and nobody in the company should be better than the CEO at doing that. Look, creating marketing strategy and all those things and like tweets that go viral, all those things, the CEO does this.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. This was fun.
Any final what do you want us to know about CareerBuddy? Can you get anybody a job? Because CareerBuddy, like, it's about, get you job. Is that true? Or is that just like a tagline?
Exactly.
So,
Do you care?
I think, no, so I think that one of the most important things you should always keep in mind is that there is a right person for a right opportunity. So if you are the right person for a right kind of job, you should chase it. You should come to CareerBuddy, would help you find it. What does it mean to be the right person is you look at things that uniquely, when we interview people, ask people, what are you better than 90% of people around you are? Like, what is your superpower? Things that you say, if everybody says, oh, we're doing this, I'm like, I can do this, but I can do this more than like 90% of people in this space. If you find that, and you find someone who needs that kind of thing, and you're like, oh, where they're going, their values, their vision aligns with what I want to do, you should go after them. And that is the right opportunity for you, because that not only allows you to showcase and you utilize your superpower, it also means that you can join forces with someone that is going in the same direction that you want to go, right? So I think from a CareerBuddy perspective, that's one of the most important things. We would love to be able to find people jobs, but we also don't want to find you jobs or get you jobs that you're not right fit for, right? We don't want just like, oh, let's just like, connect you, get you one job, just so like, you want a job where you can thrive, you can feel like I'm growing, I'm learning, like, I feel like I want to, we joke a lot about work, I don't want to go to work on Monday, oh my God, all those things, but we actually really hope that we can help people find more jobs that they feel like, it's Monday, okay, I get to do this thing.
Any job like that?
There are. I hope the jobs in CareerBuddy are so like that. I hope that people wake up like, oh, I can't wait to like crush Instagram for CareerBuddy.
Oh well. I mean, I think I get your perspective. Just something that you're excited about doing.
Look, I told a few people when we were interviewing, like, and I said it as well, like, if the only thing a job offers you is just salary, it's a waste of your time. A salary is good, it's great, but a job should come with much more, because you're like, I'm giving you a part of my life.
Right.
Literally. I wake up, I have like this 8 hours I'm not gonna ever get back, and I'm gonna spend it, and the only thing you're gonna give me back is money. Okay, alright, if you pay me $1 million, okay, sure. But
like money that will change my life.
yeah, exactly. But in the context of work, you should get money and you should get something else. You should be like, I'm doing something.
Support.
Right? Yeah. You feel like, okay, this is something I really want to do. This is something I can put my name on and say, I did that. You should get those. Those are things that make you stay long in a job. Not just even like how, because after a while you see a lot of people who are just like going to work like,
let's just get
it's just,
and the only with them excited is salary.
Salary,
Just like
TGIF.
2 weeks, like after salary week, then the next week, the excitement is totally gone.
It's gone. It's like, I was like, please kill me.
Why do we think that that's the general narrative? Why isn't it the norm to have a job that you look forward to? Like, it's probably one in
very few.
Why is it not? look, we're in all of us. Number one, people want to make money. People want to, and most jobs are, even if you're working in an office, they're designed as a factory setting. So factory setting means that, hey, you come, you build some widget, the next person takes it, you are a cog in a wheel. And we can always replace you with another cog. Replace you with another cog. That's how businesses are designed. That's what gives capitalists time to make more money. Because you're just like, I just want as many cogs as possible who can churn out as many things. And you don't, so if you want people who are like, love what you do, okay, go and be a painter or something.
That's true. So there's also,
I think there's just a good enough job. It may not really fulfill your life and make you all the best, but at least it's a good enough job where you're respected.
there's also this narrative, and I'd like to hear what you think about that. It's almost like passion is demonized, where it's like, don't follow your passion, just go get the
This one that
money.
says you don't have to love what you do. You have to, what is it? You have to love what pays your bills.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, personal opinion, and answering it is,
Does it contradict what you just said?
no, not really.
Okay.
So, like, firstly, I always believed you can design your life and say, this is the quality of life that I want to live, this is the kind of life I want to live. And the Japanese, they have something they call ikigai, which is basically like the intersection of where three important things make many ways work. So first is that something you like doing in this circle here. Something that, the second circle is that something you know how to do well, that's skill. And then the third is that something that someone wants to pay you for, right? And you need to find an intersection where all three meet, and that's where you have a ikigai. That's where you're like fulfillment, because you want to like, I like doing this, I know how to do it well, and I get paid to do it well. Most jobs are like, I like doing it and someone pays me well. Oh, I know how to do it and someone pays me well to do it. That's where most jobs are.
Not
actually, most jobs are not even like I like doing it. It's like I know how to do it. Someone pays me well. Actually, if there's some jobs like someone's paying me. That's all.
And it's not like I know how to do it or I like doing it, but at least someone
like,
pays me.
just show up. You're like, okay,
like
someone is paying me. Someone is paying me to do this. So I think that you should strive to get all three. If you can't get to all three, you should do the work that you know how to do and someone's paying you, because over time you'll find something that you like doing as well. So for example, some people are like, they're great at Excel, but they don't love like crunching numbers every day, but you know how to do it, and someone is willing to pay you a lot of money. And you ask a lot of developers, you're like, I have to write code, oh my god, I will kill myself. It's not like I love it, but it's a skill that I picked up I know how to do very well, and people are paying me well to do it, right? So this is where this lonely, that's why this idea of passion alone for me is not enough. Like,
but sometimes your passion may not pay your bills.
in most cases they don't.
And sometimes you make your passion the source of your bills, you may even start hating what you do.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So just finding that intersection, like you said, someone like me, I love writing, but there's just a part of my writing that I've kept to myself for me alone, and that's writing fiction and writing stories. I don't want to write stories for anybody. I want to write them for myself. Now, other aspects of my writing, I can give it out. I can even write like someone's biography for them. I can do ghost writing, but I would not write stories for someone. You can't give me a story. Well, maybe scripts for movies or stuff, but like
what if they're gonna pay you well?
It depends. It depends on what well means. Because for me, to sit down and write a story, it's so personal.
What would be well? Like, how much do I have to pay you to write a story?
But wouldn't that, if someone was willing to pay you for that, wouldn't that be your passion?
And
you
someone's
being able
paying
to
you.
do it?
Okay, well, if someone was paying me
Yeah.
to do it, then I actually like what that person wants me to do. Like, for example, if it's boring to me, then
that's you don't like it.
No. Like I have to like your story. That's what I'm
Oh,
trying
to
to say.
write
Because
it,
it's
to
my
write
story.
about
Like I
it.
like writing my stories from my perspective, how I want it to be. So if you actually want me to now just write a fictional story for you, I have to like that story.
Right.
If I don't like that story and you're still paying, I've said no to several things like that when it was just boring and I'm not hungry. Thank God I found something that I know how to do well and someone pays me for already. So this is my passion. I'm protecting my energy. So if your story is not interesting, sorry, I'm not writing it. Literally.
That makes sense. I guess you get to choose.
So I guess at least I have the what's the word? The privilege to choose, because at least I know I already have a job. I have some other side things I do that pay my bills, so I can say no. Honestly, like paying me $1 million, like money that would change my life. Then I would be boring. I don't mind. I would be bored. I would.
So technically, we're saying that there aren't that many jobs that happen to be people's passions.
I don't know if anyone's passionate about being behind the counter in GTV.
I'm counting money that's not there.
Well, surely something you're like passionate about that.
Maybe that's why
customer
they're always
service.
so angry. Because
Have you met any nice customer service?
for real though,
Have you?
like, I know there's just this educated mindset, like the lower people, like maybe people work in villages and stuff, think about bankers. Like when you say you work in a bank, to them they just assume that you work in the house of money.
Yeah,
you
counting
have
money. You're seeing money.
But that alone is frustrating. Now I'm counting so much money. Every day I count millions, but I don't have millions in my account. Yeah, so there's just that actually. I think a lot of people are not in jobs. And most of the jobs, like most of the companies that are very large and capitalists, that they provide like jobs like banking, for example. Not everybody loves. Most of the people that are in banking now.
There's actually a book. There's a researcher that's written a book, I think published by The Economist, I remember. And I think the title of the book is something like that. Most jobs are useless, or something like that. And the guy, actually, I haven't read his book in a long time, but the thesis is like a lot of the jobs that happen that people go to and do every day, those jobs are useless. Nobody really needs them. Nobody cares about them. He mentioned HR as one of those jobs, as one of those things.
Wow.
But his idea is like some things that someone just created it and like someone should be doing this. Like, why do you need that to
Why do you
exist?
need that to exist?
Like,
Well, if it
So
doesn't exist,
a vast
it's
majority
jobs.
of jobs that exist are like useless jobs.
Very redundant. True. Like there are just a lot of redundant jobs, especially, sorry to mention this, in government agencies. Like people just go there to drink water, eat chewing-gum, buy amala, and just end their day. I've actually found only very few people who are passionate about their government jobs.
I think Nigeria.
I mean, those ones that are like passionate about the political side of things.
Passionate about, okay, they get
Most
contracts.
people- yeah,
Of course you'd be passionate
like,
about
Who
that.
is that person in NYC? Those people's mothers are always in NYC and always so cranky, like so cranky.
Those people like, I used to call them like evil service.
Is that the evil service? Not evil service. Oh well, this has been so amazing
Harris,
and
thank you
insightful.
so much
Thank you so
for
much
coming
for
on. Thank
coming
you, guys.
on. We hope to see more of you in our
Yes.
future podcasts.
I hope so too. I hope.
Alright, cool.